Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach. I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for March the 14th of 2024. I do apologize. We're just about a minute late and we were having some technical issues, but our amazing IS team figured it out. They had a major component crash probably 20 minutes before the meeting. They replaced it and got everything back up and running. Carl, we really appreciate you and the entire team, so thank you. We're broadcasting live today via Microsoft Teams live event. We're also on BCTV as well as YouTube and Facebook Live. We'll call to the meeting to order with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'll recognize my executive assistant, Anne Marie Grill, to read the public comment policy.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Anne Marie. Are there any additions or corrections for the March 7th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session on March the 13th dealing with personnel, real estate, and contract negotiations. There's no public comment on specific agenda items in person, and there's nothing online. So we will move right into our agenda. Item 1, authorizing under that Budget Department. Adopt a resolution authorizing 2023 budget transfers in the amount of $117,005 and 2024 budget transfers in the amount of $340,013, 2024 appropriations in the amount of $2,095,990 per listing dated March 8th of 2024. We have 2 items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of Alicia Arders to Fiscal Coordinator, Workforce Development Board. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Charles Brantman from Senior Security Manager to Chief Information Security Officer in Information Systems. 1 item under Commissioner Rivera, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Suzanne Wenderoth, Reading, PA, to the Reading Area Community College Board of Trustees for a term expiring on June 30th of 2025. There are a number of items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing Brandy Nider, Children and Youth Services Administrator, to execute the amended 4E protocol for the Berks County Children and Youth Services and Berks County Domestic Relations section, committing to a written protocol regarding the handling of Title 4E cases. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair and Daniel Fogarty, Director of Workforce Development, to execute the separation of duties worksheet for labor and industry annual monitoring. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency subgrant application for a forensic interviewer position within the District Attorney's Office for the period of July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2026, and further authorizing the chair to execute any and all grant award notifications. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency Hazardous Materials Emergency Response Preparedness Report for reporting year 2023. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute all documents between the County of Berks grantor and the Mid-Atlantic Interstate Transmission LLC grantee, granting an easement and right-of-way in the area of 1261 County Welfare Road and 1216 Hilltop Road, Bern Township, as fully outlined in Exhibit A for electrical lines. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the 2023 Court Interpreter Services Grant from the Administrative Office of Pennsylvania Courts in the reimbursement request amount of $529,675.14 to provide on-site, in-person courtroom interpreting services at the Court of Common Pleas and Magisterial District Judge levels. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support Conservation Trust application to the Pottstown Area Health and Wellness Foundation for funding to complete the refurbishment of an original 1920s model Pullman car to a modern and ADA compliant coach. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Connections Work application for community project support funding in an amount of up to $750,000 for the Reentry Works program to the offices of U.S. Senator Robert Casey, U.S. Senator John Fetterman, and U.S. Representative Chrissy Houlihan. Item I, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Connections Work application to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for the 2024-2025 Justice Assistance Grant Local Initiatives funding in the amount up to $125,000 for support of the Berks County Reentry Coalition. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated March the 11th of 2024. There are a total of 5 contracts, 1 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the Commissioners, 1 with the Coroner's Office, 1 with Courts, and 1 with Facilities and Operations. And item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending March the 14th of 2024.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports from our treasurer and controller. We'll start with our county treasurer, Mitch Darcourt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Today we have an opening balance of $183,989,407.96. We have a balance to clear of $5,603,705.05, leaving us with a balance of $178,385,702.91.
Thank you very much, Mitch. We'll move now to our county controller, Joe Ruddero, with the controller's report.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Okay, for the week ending March 14th, 2024, we have a total accounts payable of $14,042,924.42, an employee payroll of $5,211,000 and $5,211,551.67 for a total cash disbursement of $19,254,476.09.
Very good. You got through it. They're a little bit bigger numbers than you're used to at your Ace Hardware store, right? So,
Couple decimal points.
and if you wondered, we're laughing with you or at you, I'll let that up to you. So, but we all do it. With that, we will move to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Lineback. We have nothing to offer at the present time. Thank you.
That quickly, we are to Commissioners' comments, and we will begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Lineback. Just a few comments. First of all, I want to welcome Dr. Suzanne Wenderoth to the RAC board. She'll be a great addition to the board with her background in health. She works at Tower Health. Has been there for many years, has a lot of experience, and is able to bring that knowledge to the board, RAC board, because part of RAC's focus right now is on healthcare, nursing programs, and other health programs. So she'll be a great addition there. So thank you, Dr. Wenderoth, for committing to be part of the RAC board. Also, this last Friday, all three of us were able to attend the 2024 Berks County Heroes Breakfast from the American Red Cross at the Doubletree. We had the opportunity to interact with the award recipients there, and want to congratulate the people that received awards there. Very worthy awards were given out that past Friday. There was one in particular, which was the one, was a veteran, and he got the Veterans Award, and yes, he makes bread. They say it's really, really good bread. Haven't tried it, but they say it's really good bread. So in the video, he was saying that he goes into a supermarket and he'll run into women that will say, oh, do you enjoy, how it feels when your hands are in the dough? And, do you enjoy that process of making the bread? He says, no, it's a job, J-O-B.
That's exactly what he said.
So I found that pretty
I'll put
funny.
a picture up here real quick for you.
But he was a pilot during, was it Vietnam, correct?
His name's Tom Capel.
Tom Capel flew over 100 missions in Vietnam. So congratulations to him, and want to thank him for his service for many, many, many years. Also, last night, all three of us also were able to attend the Boyertown Area Progress Dinner at La Masaria at Bella Vista Golf Course in Boyertown. I want to congratulate the winners there. Actually, Commissioner Leinbach was able to present the award, and I'm sure he'll probably talk about that award, but he was the recipient last year, so that is why he presented it this year. But I do want to take a moment to thank and congratulate the Boyertown Area High School students. They did an awesome video for the winners. It was actually recorded at the Colebrookdale Railroad. It was just amazing. I don't know if you're going to have it somewhere where people can see it, but it was like one of these murder mysteries on the train to kind of determine who would be the award recipient, because it came up in the paper that they were only able to award it to one person, and this young detective had to decide which one it was. So he goes through the process of the interview, sort of like these murder mysteries. Then at the end, he determines that all three are going to get the award. But they really did an amazing job there. So congratulations to the Boyertown Area High School for doing that. Tonight, all three of us also will be attending the 16th Annual Municipal Officials Dinner at Albright College. And just a reminder that next week on Wednesday, we will be having our town hall meeting at the Reading Public Library starting, doors open at 6. The town hall starts at 6:30. So if you're available, please join us at the Reading Public Library on South 5th Street next Wednesday. One last item is today we have our election board meeting at 11 a.m. and there are 3 items on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner Santoni, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Couple things I would like to report on. Number one, Len and I had the great opportunity to tour the Reading Area Firefighters Museum located at 5th and Laurel Street, 501 South 5th. to learn about the history of firefighting in our community. It's really an interesting place. They have some great old fire trucks there and a lot of history. I want to give a shout out to retired Reading fire chiefs Richard Boyer and Bill Rare, who were giving us the tour. They are open Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., other days by appointment. They have a lot of opportunity for the students to go in and learn about that. So it's a great facility, and there's a lot of great history. They have a 9/11 memorial there as well. And I want to commend them on the great work that they do. As Commissioner Rivera reported, we were at the Berks Heroes Breakfast. It was a great event, and he highlighted the veteran that was there from the Vietnam vet. I want to highlight the members there from West Reading that dealt with the Palmer explosion. So Mayor Kegg and her team, police chief, and all those involved in that terrible tragedy, and the great work that they did to be there and to provide services that were so dearly needed during that terrible time last year. So I want to give a shout out to those people from West Reading that were honored. Probably should have mentioned this other item I'm going to talk about earlier, because Good Time for Life is an event that the Cook County Wellness Center has. It's a collaboration they have with a number of area restaurants. I had the opportunity to participate in it. And you go and have dinner at these assorted restaurants throughout the county, and a portion of your bill goes toward them. It's a big fundraiser for them. So again, it's concluded, and I just wanted to mention that I was there. It's a great event. Hopefully next year I'll a little bit more heads up, and I'll give people the opportunity. It's on their website. It's a Good Time for Life. Look for it next March. The other commissioners and I also had the opportunity to go down to Central Spano this week to meet the commissioners that are part of the Governor's Advisory Commission on Latino Affairs, a group that understands the needs and gives recommendations and advice to the governor on the Latino community, reviews, evaluates, and assesses programs that affects them, and gives recommendations to the governor and his team on how to address the needs of the Latino community here in Pennsylvania. As mentioned by Commissioner Rivera last night, we had the opportunity to go to the Boyertown Area Progress Days, sponsored by the Tri-County Chamber of Commerce. And again, he mentioned the students. I want to reiterate how great it was. It was a play on Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. If you've ever seen that movie, Hercule Poirot is, of course, the famous detective, and had a young Boyertown student playing him. And he interviewed all three businesses to see which business he would take. But it was called Progress on the Boyertown Express. So I guess it'll probably be on the school website and the Tri-County Chamber website. It was really, really well done, and I want to commend the students for doing that. Commissioner Rivera mentioned the municipal officials dinner that we're going to tonight at Albright. A couple inside tours that I had an opportunity to meet with RIS, Tim Smith, and he gave me the down low on all of that. Big learning curve for me with that, but I appreciate him coming up and addressing that. I had a tour of the Sheriff's Department from Sheriff Weekneck, and I want to thank him and his staff for providing that. Len and I went on the library tour. We had an opportunity to go with Stephanie Williams, our library administrator, to tour the Boyertown and the Hamburg libraries and all the great work that they do throughout our county and the services that they provide. The town hall was mentioned, and my last item that I want to mention is this weekend. All of my good friends of Irish descent and all of those that want to be Irish are allowed to be this weekend. I want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. Have fun, party, have all the good times you want, but make sure that you're careful. Make sure you don't drink and drive. I don't want to sound like your overbearing father, but don't drink and drive, and enjoy St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to one and all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
You're quite welcome. I might point out I do have green on today. I figured it was better to wear it before than after. So anyhow, I sit here, and more so today than any other time, I leaned over to Dante, checking stuff off my list. When you go last, you have a choice. I could repeat everything that's been said, but I won't do that. A couple of items. One, yesterday was a milestone for a county employee by the name of Vic Johnson. Vic works in facilities. He's part-time, and he turned 90 years old yesterday. I was with him in the elevator on Tuesday morning, And I forget what the comment, somebody made a comment, it might even been me, about getting old. And he said, "You guys aren't old." And I said, "Well, how old are you, Vic?" He said, 89, I'm going to be 90 tomorrow. I'm like, wow, this guy works, and he is a good worker. I gave him a high five. So I normally don't do this, but I want to congratulate Vic Johnson on being an amazing guy at 90 years old and still an employee here in Berks County. I asked him, he's got to be, if he isn't the oldest, I'll be surprised. But that is really pretty cool to have a guy that enjoys his work. And I said to Rex Levengood, I've never seen Vic without a smile. And other people I've pointed that out to. So Vic Johnson, here's to you. I hope I'm somewhere even close to where you are when I turn 90 years old. Being alive might be even a good thing. Ditto to all of the other events that we're going to, that we've been to. The only one I want to take a moment to talk about a little bit more is the annual Boyertown Area Progress Dinner. I've been going to that since I was elected. The Boyertown High School students have been doing those videos every single year. And what Greg Herb, who's a longtime MC, I think 30 years, he's been MCing that event. Every year he says, wow, that is so good. The next class is going to have a really tough time topping that. And yet every year it is better and better. And it always has a touch of humor in it. And last night was no exception. Detective Poirot's mustache kept ending up on other people, on other things. It was on his cake at one point. And if you don't know the mustache, it's one of those big ones. But it was very, very, very well done. Now let's see if we can remember the businesses. The Art and Guitar Store.
Atherton
Insurance.
Atherton
and Bodie
Bourneman.
Yeah, and Bodie Bourneman Insurance and Atherton House, which is very interesting.
Mhm.
That's the former Twin Turrets that was owned by Mayor Mary Ann Deary. The lady that bought Twin Turrets and renamed it, her grandfather, or is it great-grandfather? Great-grandfather was the second president of Penn State, Atherton. And so she named the house after him. But it was really neat. We learned all of that by watching the video. And the gentleman that owned the Art and Guitar Store, Bodie Bourneman, didn't have a jingle. So he created a jingle for him and sang it as part of the video, and it was actually pretty good.
That's great.
So, but the individual that was recognized last evening is Greg Herb, and I just want to share a couple things about him. I've known Greg for many years. He's very involved in real estate. He's the owner of Greg Herb Real Estate, has a number of employees. They were there last night. But some of the highlights, just last year, he received the 2023 National Association of Realtors Distinguished Service Award, an award presented annually to only 2 individuals out of its more than 1.5 million members. But in addition to that, this is a gentleman, he's served families through his past leadership on the board of the YMCA. He served on the United Way board, providing help and support for numerous local organizations in the Boyertown area. He served on the board of AMBUCS, an organization dedicated to helping people with disabilities. He's the recipient of a special award from the Hawk Mountain Boy Scouts. Greg is a founding member and president of the Foundation for Boyertown Education, making a significant impact on students in education. Last year, the foundation celebrated 10 years of enriching educational experiences for students in the Boyertown Area School District by providing grants and enhanced learning opportunities. And as a result, Greg Herb was is the 2024 James K. Boyer Quality of Life Award winner. So I want to offer my very strong congratulations to him. All three commissioners were there, along with some other elected officials, and were able to recognize Greg at that event. That is all that I have. Any comments from our row officers?
I do not have anything.
Nothing.
No comment.
Okay, thank you very much. And we'll move now. There's no public comment in person and no public comment online. So we are at the end of our agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned.